Hey, this is Michelle, and you're listening to Words with Michelle, the podcast, a show where I sit down and have conversations with influencers on a range of topics, anything from natural hair, employment, discrimination, food, relationships, and everything in between. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you want to send me an email, hit me up at michelle@wordsmichelle.com. Before I start the episode, I'd like to remind you that you can catch every episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and any platform that you use to listen to podcasts. Enjoy the show. Thanks for listening to the latest episode of Words with Michelle, the podcast. This is a completely freestyled episode. I did not plan, on doing another check-in episode, but for some reason I feel like I got a lot on my mind and I wanted to share it with you. So I hope all is well with you, and I'm going to just jump right in. So this episode is about the past couple of weeks. And the past couple of weeks, actually it was literally 2 weeks ago, I was on breakfast television. And for anyone in Canada or Toronto, if you're not too sure what breakfast television is, it is a daytime television show. So, and the reason why I'm speaking about that is being on breakfast television is like a huge accomplishment for me. It's a huge goal. Even though it was written down in my book, my little vision board, I wasn't sure it was going to happen. Okay, I kind of knew it would happen, so even though I said I didn't know it was going to happen, I guess I'm just still in awe that it did happen. I guess that's what I mean. Because I did have a vision of it. And I knew how that day would go down. For one, I knew I would see someone at the studio that I knew. For some reason, I knew that. And if you watch the show, I bumped into Jam Gamble. She's actually in the book, too. Oh, just to give you I'm jumping so much. Okay, so I was on breakfast television to speak about my book, Words with Michelle, Inspirational Conversations with Today's Black Canadian Changemakers. That is why I was on breakfast television. So that happened on February 12th. And like I just said, I knew I'd be on there. And I also knew that I would bump into someone. So I bumped into Jam Gamble, and I believe her spot was last minute. But even though she wasn't supposed to be there, she was supposed to be there. Because like I said, I knew I'd see someone, not necessarily from my book, but I knew I'd see someone that I knew. Anyways, so before I get onto breakfast television, I have a little bit of a meltdown. I'm not gonna lie, your girl is always in her head. Your girl is always nervous. I'm usually sorry about the background noise. I am in a hotel room right now, and the heat just kicked on, so my apologies. Anyways, I had a meltdown in the sense that I was so nervous, y'all. Actually, you know what? Let me go back even further to earlier on in that week. So my spot was February 12th, and on February, let's just say the 10th, I was in a walk-in clinic with my mom. My mom had an accident, and I wanted to get her checked out. While I was there, my sister texted me to say that the regular hosts of breakfast television were no longer a part of the show. They were let go. I screamed at the top of my lungs, and everyone in the walk-in clinic looked back at me. There were a couple of people that asked me to tell them what happened. I was really embarrassed, and I told them that it was nothing, but they wouldn't let it go. I had to tell them. I told them that the hosts of breakfast television were let go and that I was scheduled to be on the show on Wednesday. They said that they would look out for me and said good luck. So for the next couple of days, I wondered who would interview me. I didn't know. And to be quite honest, I wasn't freaked out because I'm like, you know what? I'm going on anyways. Hopefully I'm still on. So what do I do? On February 11th, the day before, I send an email to my contact at Breakfast Television, and I ask, do you need any more information from me? I just do that because I wanted to see if she would let me know if I was still on. So she responds, no, you're good. Just come on. So I'm so happy. So I proceed to rehearse for the show. Anyway, so we get there February 12th, and I am in the green room with Jam and freaking out. Jam's doing her thing. She's a pro. She's the mic slayer, so she's doing her thing. So once she does her spot and she leaves, actually no, she didn't leave yet. So once so we're in the green room. The producer comes by and asks me questions about the book, and just asked me stuff. And I know she did it just to calm me down. She did a great job of calming me down, to be quite honest, because I was no longer in my head. I was just answering questions. So we talked till about 9:30 something, and I know my spot. Oh, we talked until 9:10, and my spot was 9:13. And so I realized I had to get myself together, walk on set, and deliver. So I go on set, and I'm greeted by Devo Brown, and Melanie Yang. And I'm like, seeing them in person, like honestly, seeing them was kind of freaky because I see them on my TV all the time. So being in front of them, hearing their voices, seeing their faces, sharing space with them was overwhelming, but overwhelming in a really good way. So Devo was really awesome. Actually, they're both so good in calming me down. Devo said, I told him about the vision that I had that I'd be on the show. So he said, "You've been here before." And I'm like, "No." He's like, "You've been here before." And I thought that's so cool because he's right. My vision was being there before. Oh my God, even saying that right now, I got goosebumps. And then Melanie was so comfortable. Like, I'm not sure if it's just what she said or how she said it, but she made me feel really good. I felt really amazing. So thank you, Melanie. So anyways, they asked me questions. They answered the questions. Don't even remember answering them. At this point, I have no recollection of that. No, all I have to do is watch the show to see what it was like. But it was an amazing experience. I had so much fun. I couldn't stop jumping up and down. Right after the show, I went to the green room, hugged the producer, jumped up and down, freaked out like I was a 10-year-old child. But it was something that I never thought I would do. Doing Breakfast Television was a goal. And I'm telling you guys, from like real talk, when you achieve a goal that you don't know how you're going to do, it is the freakiest feeling ever. I cannot tell you how I felt that day. I felt so amazing. I just couldn't believe it. I was so overcome with emotion because it's a goal and I just achieved it. To cross off that goal is insane. And even the week prior to that, the Friday prior to that, I spoke at a school. I went to a school in Brampton and I spoke to students from elementary school. Sorry, not elementary school, from middle school. So I spoke to students from grade 6, grade 7, and grade 8. And I delivered 3 different speeches to them. And anyone that knows me, anyone who went to school with me knows that I'm not a public speaker, nor I don't feel very comfortable doing that kind of stuff, but I had to do it. Grade 6s were amazing. Grade 7 and 8 a little more challenging because they're older and they were a little rowdy, but I will say that the grade 8s were really cool. They were loud and kind of didn't listen to me as much, but at the end of my talk, they came up to me and thanked me and asked me so many questions. That was amazing. And through this whole experience, to be quite honest, like writing the book, and I may have mentioned this before, but I realized I'm going to have to get into public speaking. That is the new thing for me, which I know I'm a podcaster, but also you guys can't see me and I can edit, but I realized that I am going to become a public speaker. I would love sharing my story about the book and the backstory to the book, to be quite honest, because there's so much going on behind the scenes, just with my life, with my personal and professional life. There's a lot going on, a lot that a lot of people don't see, and that's okay. But I just wanted to check in with you and just give you a little update of what's going on with my life. It's kind of going, it seems like it's going at a fast pace, but y'all, there's a lot of work that goes on, and there's a lot of work behind the scenes that make it appear that things are happening fast. But believe me, things that are coming to fruition that I put in place maybe about a year ago. So to anyone out there that has a dream, has a goal that you want to achieve, just the patience, you got to be patient because it doesn't happen easy. It doesn't happen quickly. And when it does happen, try to savor it. That's what I'm trying to do at this moment. I'm trying to savor things and just trying to understand, the book signings, the presentations, the interest. And the interest is what is the part that is something that I have to wrap my head around, I should say, because now people are interested in me, in the book, the podcast, my life. So, and I've been so behind the scenes for so long that now I'm just trying to realize, okay, Michelle, you may have to become a personality, and a personality not taking on a different personality, but becoming, dare I say, celebrity. But that's where I'm at right now. I got to get back to reality and get back to work, get back to podcasting. And I hope that you enjoyed my really scattered podcast, checking in podcast. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Thanks for listening. Bye. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message or share your thoughts on social media on my Instagram page at wordswmichelle, on TikTok at Words with Michelle, and my YouTube channel at Words with Michelle. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a message on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so more listeners can find the show. Until next time, bye.